The Commodore VIC-20. It powers up but doesn't give us a picture. No flashing cursor. The keyboard doesn't respond. It looks alive, but it's not doing anything. Let's see what's hiding behind that frozen screen. Welcome back to Earie's 8-bit workshop. When a VIC-20 shows a video but refuses to accept key presses and the cursor never blinks, one of the first suspects is the MOS6522 versatile interface adapter, the VIA that handles the keyboard and the key presses. It also handles the parallel I/O and some timers. The 6522 scans the keyboard by driving row and column lines and reading the results. It uses its parallel I/O lines to strobe the keyboard matrix and sense that the keys are closed. It also supplies the timing used for the blinking cursor via its timers. So if a VIA's output or timers are not operating correctly, you can get a picture with no cursor and no key input, exactly what we saw. The schematics named the VIA used for the keyboard and cursor as UDE7, but this board has the two 6522s labelled as UAB1 and UAB3. The one by the keyboard header is the likely suspect, UAB1. I can use a digital multimeter in continuity mode from a pin on the keyboard connector to the corresponding pin on UAB1. Beep, confirmed. I scoped the chip pins quickly. D0 through D7 and RS0 through RS4 show activity, which is what we'd expect, but those are mainly outputs driven by the rest of the system. That pins it down. The other lines are inputs, keyboard matrix lines, and since the keyboard is disconnected and on the bench, these inputs didn't give a clear indication of failure. At this point, the video is present, so the VIC chip and the ROM are likely okay. There's no keyboard response and no cursor, so one of the 6522 VIAs is the prime suspect. Continuity from the keyboard connector to UAB1 means that's the one we want to replace. Let's remove the VIA and try a replacement. We'll start by taking the system board out of the case. This board is pretty clean, it's in very good condition. I desolder the suspect 6522 and fit a socket. I don't have a spare NMOS MOS 6522, but I do have a 65C22, the CMOS equivalent. It's pin compatible and generally works fine in these machines. A proper desoldering station is absolutely one of the best purchases. Doing this with a handheld pump is very difficult. Now we just need a little hot air to finish off the extraction. Hold the socket in with a bit of blue tack, and then solder the opposite corner pins. Before soldering the rest of the pins, make sure the socket is flush with the board. Then drop the chip into the socket. Powering up the board on the bench and cursor acquired. That flashing cursor is the best little dancing victory. With the board alive on the bench, it's time for reassembly. But first, cleaning. While the VIC-20 was open, I gave the board a quick clean with IPA and cotton swabs to remove the dust and grime. It's pretty clean in here with only light dust. There is some yellowing of the case below the board, but that's okay. After that, a bit of contact cleaner into each of the connector ports, edge connectors, cartridge slot, keyboard header, and work it in gently so the contacts get a proper clean. Let everything dry a bit before power up. Before I reattach the lid, we're going to do a proper Retrobright on the plastic case. This thing's a bit stained. It's not the worst I've ever seen. First step, remove the serial stickers, the power sticker and the VIC-20 label, and remove the system board and keyboard from the case again. That lets us treat the plastics evenly without worrying about electronics or adhesives. We've got a flat plastic tray. I've cut the lid out and replaced it with a perspex sealed with silicone, which has made a nice sunlight safe tray. The plan: apply hydrogen peroxide cream to the case parts, place them in the tray and leave them in strong sunlight. I'm using this. It's designed for hair. At 12%, it's the strongest peroxide that I can find. The hydrogen peroxide cream is a chemical treatment. Remember to wear gloves. Avoid inhaling the vapour. Do it outside if you can. And don't let it contact your skin for too long. Just a quick tip, make sure you're putting the peroxide on evenly. You can end up with a dappled finish otherwise. Sunshine and patience do the rest. I've given it about 3 hours in the sun and we've got a nice even finish to the case now. After the sunlight session, we'll rinse and neutralise the peroxide, then finish with a vinyl cleaning polish to restore a nice sheen. This is the vinyl cleaner I'm using. It's meant for car dashboards. It's very good. Okay, let's pop the system board back in. Next, the keyboard goes in. So the case is back together, stickers reattached, keyboard and board secured. I think the Retrobrighting's done a really good job. It's got rid of all the yellow discoloration and the patchiness. Final power on, flashing cursor. Let's finish with a quick program. Everything works fantastic. This one was nice and satisfying. It's worth mentioning that the VIC-20 was the second computer in my house when I was growing up. It belonged to my brother when he upgraded from his ZX81. I was so jealous and it was a rare day when he let me use it. It feels so good to bring one of these back to life. Not every repair needs advanced diagnostics or deep rabbit holes, and sometimes a single chip or a squirt of cleaner is all it takes. So if you like this one, drop a like and subscribe for more quick repairs and retro restores, and let me know in the comments what corner of the parts bin I should rescue next. Thanks for watching, and remember, if your cursor goes missing, don't panic, it's probably just stepped out for coffee. See you next time on Earie's 8-Bit Workshop. Goodbye.